Welcome back to episode 7 of the story. Here we dive into explosive confrontation, high-stakes drama, shocking twists, and the beginning of Maya and Damien's fight for their future. This episode delivers the payoff of Victoria's betrayal, while setting up an even bigger threat. Caught up? Here's the journey so far. Episode title, Key Events. 1. The Dust and the Stranger. Maya in labor, meets Damien on the road, asks him to pretend to be her husband. 2. The Stranger in the labor room. Damien stays through labor, names baby Eshe, then disappears. Maya discovers he's a billionaire. 3. The Return. Damien comes back at midnight, confesses his mother's death, admits he's falling in love. 4. The Penthouse. Maya moves in, meets Damien's mother, survives a fire alarm and a press leak. 5. The Enemy Within. Victoria betrays Damien. His father appears. Maya receives an anonymous message. 6. The Truth Teller. Maya meets Fatima, learns Victoria's plot, discovers Damien's adoption and real father. 7. The Takedown. Confrontation with Victoria, recording, resolution, rooftop reconciliation. Coming soon, Episode 8, The Return, Season Finale. The Penthouse. 9 a.m. Morning light flooded the living room, but no one was admiring it. Damien stood by the window, his usual position Maya had noticed, when he was bracing for battle. His phone was in his hand, his jaw was tight, and his eyes were fixed on the driveway below, waiting. Maya sat on the couch, Eshe asleep in the bassinet beside her. She had dressed carefully, simple dark jeans, a white blouse, her hair pulled back. She wanted Victoria to see her as calm, controlled, unshakable. Inside she was anything but. Gerald had stationed himself by the elevator, his elderly frame somehow radiating menace. 2 security men stood by the main entrance, their faces blank, their hands ready. "Maya," Damien said without turning around, "you don't have to be here for this." "Yes, I do. She's going to say terrible things. About you, about Eshe, about us." "Let her." Damien turned. His face was weary. "You're not afraid of her." "I'm afraid of lots of things," Maya said. "Spiders, hunger, the way Gerald looks at me when I leave dishes in the sink. But Victoria Adebayo? No. She's just a woman with a good tailor and a bad heart." From the doorway, Gerald muttered, "The dishes comment was unnecessary." Maya almost smiled. Oz. 9:15 a.m. Victoria arrives. The elevator doors opened with a soft chime. Victoria stepped out like she owned the place. Blood-red dress today, sharper than ever, her heels clicking against the marble like a countdown. Her hair was perfect. Her makeup was flawless. Her smile was a weapon. "Damien," she said, spreading her arms, "you called, I came. That's more than your last girlfriend ever did, isn't it?" She hadn't even looked at Maya yet. Damien didn't move from the window. "Sit down, Victoria." "I prefer to stand." "Sit down." The ice in his voice made even Gerald shift uncomfortably. Victoria's smile flickered, but she sat, perching on the edge of an armchair like a bird ready to fly. Maya watched her, watched the way her eyes darted around the room, cataloging everything. The security men, Gerald, the bassinet. She's nervous, Maya realized. Good. Damien walked slowly to the armchair and stood over Victoria, looking down at her. He didn't sit. 3 days ago, he said, my father showed up in the lobby. He knew about Maya. He knew about Eshe. He knew details that only someone close to me could have provided. Victoria's expression didn't change. I'm sorry to hear that. Have you identified the leak? Yes, it was you. The room went very still. Victoria's smile didn't waver, but something shifted behind her eyes, a flicker of calculation, of adjustment. Me? She said. Damien, I've worked for you for 7 years. I've protected you, cleaned up your messes, made you look good when you were anything but. Why would I sabotage you now? Because I wouldn't listen to you about Maya. Damien's voice was cold, controlled. Because you wanted me to end things with her, and I refused. Because you're not protecting my reputation, you're protecting your own power. And Maya threatened that. Victoria laughed, a sharp practice sound. That's a lot of speculation without evidence. We have evidence. Maya stood up. She walked to the coffee table, picked up the manila envelope, the one Fatima had given her, and dropped it in front of Victoria. Fatima, Maya said, your informant. She gave us everything. Victoria looked at the envelope. For the first time, her composure cracked. Fatima is a liar, she said. Fatima is a mother who needed money, Maya replied. She's also a terrible liar. She told us everything. The payments, the instructions, the order to contact Damien's father. It's all here. Bank transfers, text messages, recordings. A lie. Maya didn't have recordings, but Victoria didn't know that. Victoria's eyes narrowed. You think this little envelope scares me? I have files on you, Damien. Files that would destroy you. Your mother's secrets, your real father, the deals you buried, the people you ruined. If I go down, I'm taking you with me. Then we both go down, Damien said calmly. But here's the difference. I'll survive. I always do. You'll be unemployable, untouchable, a pariah. No one will ever trust you again. Victoria stood up abruptly, her chair scraping against the marble. You're bluffing. Try me. The standoff lasted 10 seconds, 20, 30. Then Victoria's face twisted, not into anger, but into something worse. Contempt. You think you've won, she said quietly. You think this is over. But I've been playing this game longer than you, Damien, and I always have one more card. She reached into her purse and pulled out her phone, tapped the screen, turned it toward them. A live video feed. A room Maya didn't recognize. Fluorescent lights, filing cabinets, a desk covered in papers. Do you know where that is? Victoria asked. Damien's face went pale. My office. Your private office. The one with the safe. The one where you keep all your most sensitive documents. She smiled, a thin, cruel smile. I have a key. And right now, someone is copying every file you've ever tried to hide. By noon, every journalist in the country will have a copy. Maya's heart pounded. You're insane. No, sweetheart. I'm thorough. Victoria tucked her phone back into her purse. Here's what's going to happen. You're going to let me walk out of here. You're going to issue a public statement saying that Maya and the baby were a brief fling and that you've decided to focus on your work. And then you're going to give me a severance package worth $10 million. In exchange, I won't release the files. Damien stared at her. You want me to lie, to humiliate Maya, to send her away. I want you to be smart for once in your life. And if I refuse? Victoria shrugged. Then I release everything. The adoption, the biological father, the deals, the women, the lies, everything. The room was silent. Maya looked at Damien. His face was unreadable. The mask was back. The one he wore when he was calculating, planning, waiting. 10 million, he said finally. Victoria's smile widened. I knew you were reasonable. Plus a private jet. Excuse me? You want a severance? Fine. 10 million, a private jet, and a written letter of recommendation. Victoria's eyes gleamed. Done. There's just one problem. Victoria's smile faltered. What problem? Damien walked to his phone, the one he'd be holding when Maya first came down. The one he'd been looking at when she thought he was just waiting. He tapped the screen, turned it toward Victoria. A recording. Her voice, clear as glass. I have a key. And right now, someone is copying every file you've ever tried to hide. By noon, every journalist in the country will have a copy. Victoria's face went white. You recorded me, she whispered. Every word, Damien said. Confession of corporate espionage. Theft. Blackmail. Extortion. Do you know how many years you'll get for that, Victoria? I have lawyers who can make sure it's a lot. Victoria's hands trembled. You wouldn't. Watch me. She looked at Maya, searching for mercy maybe. Maya gave her none. You threatened my son, Maya said quietly. You tried to destroy the father of my child. You used a desperate mother as your pawn. You don't get to walk away from that. Victoria's composure shattered. Her face crumpled. The tears that came were real. Ugly, desperate, pathetic. Please, she said. Please. I have a daughter. She's 12. She doesn't know what I do. If I go to prison, You should have thought of her before you committed multiple felonies, Damien said, but his voice had softened, just slightly. Maya noticed. She looked at Damien, at the conflict in his eyes. He was a ruthless businessman, she'd seen that. But he wasn't a cruel man, and Victoria, for all her sins, was still a mother. Damien, Maya said softly, can I talk to you? Alone? He nodded. They walked to the far end of the room, near the windows. She has a daughter, Maya said. I know. 12 years old. I heard. Damien, I'm not going to send her to prison. He ran a hand over his face. I'm angry. I'm hurt. I want to destroy her. But her daughter didn't do anything wrong, and I won't be the reason another child grows up without a mother. Maya's heart swelled. That's why I love you. This doesn't mean I'm letting her off easy. I wouldn't expect you to. They walked back to Victoria, who was still crying, still trembling. Here's what's going to happen, Damien said. You're going to resign, effective immediately. You're going to sign a non-disclosure agreement that covers everything. My past, my family, Maya, Eshe, all of it. You're going to return every file you stole, and you're going to leave Lagos, tonight. If I ever see your face again, if I ever hear your name connected to anything that hurts my family, I will destroy you. Not with lawyers, not with prisons. I will personally make sure you have nothing left. Do you understand? Victoria nodded, sobbing. I understand. Get out. She fled. The elevator doors closed behind her, and Maya let out a breath she didn't know she'd been holding. Gerald shuffled over. Should I call someone to clean the floor? She left mascara everywhere. Maya laughed, a wild, relieved laugh. You're terrible, Gerald. I've been told. 2 days later, the rooftop garden. The city glittered below them. A million lights, a million stories, a million second chances. Damien sat on a lounge chair, Eshe asleep on his chest. Maya sat beside him, her head on his shoulder. The night was warm, the sky clear, and for the first time in weeks, the world felt quiet. We did it, Damien said. We did. Victoria is gone. Your neighbor, Fatima, sent a letter apologizing again. She's starting a small catering business in another city. I may have anonymously funded it. Maya lifted her head. You did what? I may have. I'm not admitting anything. Damien Cross-Holden, you soft-hearted billionaire. I prefer soft-hearted, but still very intimidating. She kissed his cheek. What about your father? Victor? Damien was quiet for a moment. I haven't decided yet. He's not my biological father. He never loved me the way a father should. But he did take me in when my mother had no one else. I don't owe him anything. But I might. I might offer him a small settlement, enough to live on, far away from us. That's generous. That's practical. If he has money, he won't come looking for more. Maya nodded. And your biological father? Chidi Eze? Damien's jaw tightened. I don't want to know him. He wanted my mother to abort me. He abandoned her. He has other children who don't know I exist. I'm not going to disrupt their lives because I want closure. Some doors should stay closed. Maya remembered the letter. Some doors should stay closed. Are you okay? She asked. Damien looked down at Eshe, at the baby's tiny face, his closed eyes, his small fist curled against Damien's shirt. I'm better than okay, he said. I have you, I have him, I have a future that isn't about proving myself to ghosts. For the first time in my life, I'm actually happy. Maya's eyes filled with tears. You're going to make me cry. Good. Crying is healthy. Gerald told me. Gerald is not a doctor. Gerald is a sage. Respect your elders. Maya laughed and rested her head on his shoulder again. The city hummed below them. Eshe slept. The stars came out, one by one. I love you, Damien said. I love you too. Even though I'm a billionaire? Especially because you're a billionaire. The private jet is very appealing. I haven't even let you see the private jet yet. Then take me. He turned his head, his lips brushing her ear. Tomorrow, I'll take you anywhere you want to go. Anywhere? Anywhere. Maya smiled. Then take me home. Damien raised an eyebrow. "We are home." "No," she looked at him, at the man who had answered a crazy plea on a dusty road, who had held her hand through labor, who had named her son and fought for their future. "Home isn't a building. It's you. It's Eshe. It's us." Damien's breath caught. He pulled her closer, Eshe still sleeping between them, and pressed a kiss to her forehead. 6 months later, the dust has settled. Victoria is gone. Victor is paid off. The press has moved on to other scandals. Maya and Damien have built a life together, a real one, with morning arguments about burnt toast and midnight feedings and the kind of love that grows stronger through fire. But an old enemy is about to resurface, and this time, running isn't an option. Stay tuned for Episode 8, The Return. Just when Maya and Damien think they're safe, someone from Damien's past returns. Someone who knows every secret, every weakness, every fear. The final battle for their future is about to begin. Who is the mysterious figure watching from the shadows? And what do they want? Subscribe and hit the bell for Episode 8, the season finale. Like this video if you cheered when Victoria got what she deserved. Comment, should Damien have shown Victoria more mercy or less?